What did you get if you cross domestic girlfriend, take away the banger opening, tone down the drama, include less incest, and also add in a healthy serving of Kaguya-sama? Love is war. Not this anime. This anime is My Stepmother's Daughter is My Ex. Yeah, I know. It's a big mouthful. So I'm just gonna call it Mamahaha from here on in. Alright, so the first thing we need to start with is the open. Let's just go straight to what is actually fun about it. Alright, first, introductions. The two main characters are Yume and Mizuto Irido. Yeah, I had to search up his name as well while writing the script. But jokes aside for half a minute. The two main characters who were dated back in middle school stayed together for a year and a half and broke up. Found out their parents acted together and were actually planning to get married. Yeah, I know, just wait. Putting aside the engagement speed run, the two now have to try to be normal siblings, but then they commence to do everything but. They decide on a rule, and breaking that rule leads to the rule breaker becoming the younger sibling and having to do one thing the other tells them to do. Yeah, I know, just wait. And nail biting at others. Well, it's more like nail picking. Still, aside from the occasionally funny interactions, the design looked rather normal, if a little cute. The way the female characters are done reminds me a little bit of Higa. That's a throwback, but not quite. It's definitely more reminiscent of the Moe type of design. Most importantly perhaps is the romance. The characters clearly aren't over what they had, or at least one of them. The other gradually unveils their thoughts on it, giving us the viewer only a little bit of insight, then ripping it away, leaving us waiting to see another snippet into the dark past that caused the two to split up. Yeah, I know, just wait. Putting aside the sprinkling of important plot details in order to make the story seem deeper than it is for a second, the actual plot is basically non-existent, or rather, the character-focused story that has these two in the limelight. Now, you might be wondering, if it's a character-based story, how are the side characters? Well, there's only two worth talking about, and they have their own history. So I'll let you, dear viewer, unpack that during your watch of the anime, or don't watch it, either is fine really. But that's the crux of the show, and potentially one of its biggest weaknesses, the fact that it's a character-focused show with a rather shallow pool to draw from. Knowing this kind of anime, I'm certain more characters will be introduced over time, and the opening only affirms this fact. So gradually introducing other female leads in order to fight for the main character's affections is a tried and tested formula. So characterization is where this anime will live or die, and yet seems to lack any deep points at a first glance. Okay, I know, just hold tight. So I know what you're thinking. At this point in time, by the opening, okay, humor of other flat characterization, and I have the goal to put a thumbnail like that. Another YouTuber just using clickbait. Is there anything new under the sun? Well, no, this isn't clickbait. Even though it has all of these weaknesses, every once in a while, and I really do mean every once in a while, by simply giving us tidbits, exploring the character and increasing the depth. In 3 episodes alone, I found my opinion on the protagonist shifted. Mizuto is rather flat, but he becomes increasingly less shallow, showing more and more of why. It becomes obvious to those who are paying attention that it was most likely him that had led to the relationship falling apart, and yet, you come to understand that it wasn't all on him, that they're simply two flawed teenagers who were trying to feel their way through their youth, through their middle school life, each being each other's first love, a sweet relationship built on common interests, and mutual affection, which fell apart, and all that was left in its wake was hatred. Yet, they had managed to fall in love in the first place, the aspects of that still remain, yet now that path had been closed off to them, seemingly forever. The world around them could no longer allow any relationship, and neither wished to pursue it. So, only moments of weakness remain. While the novelty of that isn't lost to me, a post-breakup romance is something that could lead to a new kind of story. So while I do think it's good in the same way as crack is. That is, it's addictive and makes you feel good for a little while before you feel imminent regret and promise never to get hooked in again. Then a week later, during a quiet hour while you're just sitting around, you find yourself thinking about it and checking in again. And then you repeat the process again and again, and every time I feel just a little bit less regret. And at this point, well, I feel none. So, give it a watch. P.S. I fucking love drama. So yeah, make sure to tune in next week for another first impression. Next up is Ruby Ice Cream.